winds up being this good. So they knew their scouting department knew exactly what they're doing. And let's keep it real. They haven't missed on a quarterback in forever with the coach. When they draft the first rounder, that guy's a good quarterback. Even Jeff George, with how bad they were, was decent and still got paid later on in life, even though it was Al Davis, but he still got paid. You know what I mean? So that's my saying, my guessing with that. All right, so let's get on to a game that is going to be probably the most. I think they're going to get the biggest bet handle for this because the spread, and that's going to be the Raiders coming in 1 and zip, going against a Bills team that's now 0-1. Nobody, I don't know if we all expected this, but it was a possibility. And we know what happened last night. Josh Allen literally went ahead and became a high school quarterback again and thought that it was okay just to throw the ball down the field to anything. You know what I mean? He's playing go 7 up, and they're trying to play an actual football game. So, there's just a lot of different issues that are going on in Buffalo right now that are not attractive to anybody who's really dealing with these teams at the end of the day. It's just something that is not right in Buffalo. And we talked about this off air, how, Josh Allen is just regressing. It's very simple. And whatever is happening to him, they need to fix it because it's starting to become a mental thing. I was looking at him last night. Every time he took off his helmet, he just said, damn, I can't figure it out. What am I doing wrong? The thing is, you're thinking too much. That's what you're doing wrong. Before, you was a free wheeler. You just went about it. You went off the field. You were a good gambler in the Phillip Rivers mode of quarterback. You know what I mean? And now I feel like his confidence is waned. If you're not confident at the quarterback position, you can't lead anybody to victory. And last night, he was not a confident quarterback. I've seen Brady throw 3 picks in a game and still keep his head up and say, we still going to win the game. I seen Manning do the same thing. Drew Brees, all these guys have dealt with the adversity in a game, and they've been able to step it up, take their team to the finish line, win the game. He literally let down the defense last night because the defense played themselves an epic game, which is kind of overshadowed by what the Jets did last night because that was a hell of a defensive performance on their end as well, too. But Buffalo's defense might have been better, to be honest with you, because they really didn't give up anything. And they took Rodgers out in the first 4 plays. They set up everything for Josh Allen to have a great night, and he couldn't deliver. So how can we trust a team to be a 9.5-point favorite going into their opening home game, knowing that they lost their opener last year by 20 points at home against a team that they said they weren't going to beat in the Steelers? And the Raiders are coming into this game confident. They cocky. Oh, we're 1-0. We just got to win, even though it was a fluky win because somebody missed the extra point early in the game, and we were fortunate enough to have the ball at the end to get the stops and then have the ball at the end of the game to run out the clock. They won that. That was an old school 1991 Patriots win over at the old stadium, Jeff. You know that. That was an old school win, and that's how bad teams win games. The Raiders just showed that they're not that great of a team the way that they won that game. They had to sneak up out of there. They had to edge that game. And so coming into this one, that it's going to be an oversight and an overbet. And I truly feel that the Raiders are going to really come in here and actually shake up some things a little bit. They'll probably not win the game, but they'll make it really close. But knowing how Josh McDaniels has fared in Buffalo the last decade or so, it's been a house of horrors for him calling a game as well, too. So, this is almost a play at your own risk. But as I told Jeff in the back, do not look at this 9.5 and think that 9.5 is going to stay there. You better get it today because by Friday, it's a 7.5 to a 7. Because everybody's looking at the way the Bills played last night, and they're going to factor that into doubling down on the Raiders. I'm keeping it real with you. But the Raiders are probably going to be fool's gold, but they're going to make it a very close game, in my opinion. So that's where I'm going with that one, Jeff. Your thoughts?
Anything that could go wrong for the Bills in the second half did. We've talked at length about the regression of Joshua Kelly and how bad they played in the second half, and then after the Hamlin incident. Yesterday, they clearly halftime lead and no Aaron Rodgers, but the Jets D willed them to victory. Now you got a Raider team coming in west to east, a 1 o'clock start, home opener for the Bills. My true numbers have it right here at 9-47, currently 9.5-47. Josh McDaniels, Jimmy G, both have struggled. He'll have the pressure here on the defense, putting pressure on Jimmy G. Josh Jacobs looked pretty well. Good. Jacoby Myers, 2 touchdowns now in concussion protocol. They'll need Hunter Renfrow there. It's, I don't want to say a must win for the Bills, but it's a must win for the Bills. The Raiders can come in here, play with house money, and basically, they come out of here 1-1. Well, that's what was expected. Or they come in here and steal this game 2-0 with an 0-2 Bills team. I took the Bills minus the 9. I bought the hook. It's a game where the Bills should step on their neck early, get a big halftime lead, and let the defense ride. It will be interesting. I mean, does Josh Allen make up for the loss with a big time win here? Stephon Diggs, Kincaid, Gabe Davis, Mr. Cook himself. Defense will prevail here, and I'm taking the Bills minus the 9 pups.
All right, I like it. I think that's a smart play because the Raiders can fool all of us, and then it turns into a disaster zone. We know that. We've been here before where the Raiders go back east and you'll get excited about the spreads you see on the Raiders, but there's a reason why they laid a spread like that because the Raiders are a terrible team at 10 o'clock in the morning back east. It's just fact. And they've had that issue in all northeast situations over the last few years. Went and played a bad Jets team a few years ago, lost that game. So I totally understand your thinking coming into this, and we know the disasters that they've had in New England over the years, going back east as well too. So that's just things that that what to expect with the Raiders. That's why the spread looks like this. But we'll see how it goes. I just need a cover. I don't need a win, so we'll just go from there.